Hey, fellow travelers. Welcome to a new day. This is Zen. Thank you for joining me on our journey coming back from fear. Today is episode 13, and I have titled it, What is Wrong with Me? Our focus will be on the fear of making a mistake. So a man opened a new store. So his friend sent him a beautiful vase of flowers to congratulate him. But when he opened the card that came with the flowers, he was very surprised to see that the card expressed deepest sympathy. While he was trying to understand the message, his telephone rang. It was the florist calling, and they basically were calling to apologize for sending the wrong card. "Oh, it's all right," said the storekeeper. "I'm a businessman, and I understand how mistakes can happen." "But," added the florist, "I accidentally sent your card to a funeral." "Well, what did the card say?" asked the storekeeper. "It said, 'Congratulations on your new location.'" It could be fitting, you never know. The crux of a majority of the stress in our lives comes from the thought in our head that something, some person, or some situation is supposed to be a certain way. And really becoming aware of the phrase "supposed to" in my own vocabulary became a trigger for me to realize when I was stuck in a belief about what I thought should happen, rather than loving unconditionally who someone was or what a situation was. Our fear ego will gather rules upon rules upon rules throughout our entire life in order for it to give us the experience of fear. And these will look like stress, anxiety, disappointment, depression, anger, sadness. And usually these are all triggered by our lives not unfolding like we thought it should, or people acting the way we think they were supposed to. We aren't really taught to look outside of our own beliefs and our own thoughts. And that is all part of the design of this life. We come here to experience uncomfortable emotions, the conditional love laws that are opposite of who we really are, powerful, supernatural beings of unconditional love. We come from a place of no conditions, of no mistakes, because we are unconditional there. Here, on the other hand, we are surrounded by rules from every person, and they differ from every person. What that means is that no matter what choice we make, we will always piss someone off somewhere, somehow. And that is where that phrase comes from. You've heard it probably, where we can't please all the people all the time. And kind of adapted it a little bit, kind of changed it a little. And I state that we can't please any one person all the time, nor can we please all the people at any one time. Because we are in a world full of billions of opinions on what is right and what is wrong. And that is okay. It is what draws us here. Restriction, suppression, punishment, judgment, all these amazing rides in this giant amusement park. We have even began writing down all the rules in government books and religious writings, just adding to the pressure to be a certain type of person. And these also vary by state, by country, and by belief system, all thinking that their way is the right way. But how can we know that our way is true? Quite honestly, how can we know for sure? There are a variety of religions across the planet that have been around for centuries that all claim they heard from their God directly and have written it all down for everyone to read and obey. Or just sometimes it's only certain people can read and they tell you what to do. But really, unless we are that God, how can we know that these writings are true or aren't true? And you never know. Maybe it is the same God, and he or she is mixing things up by telling different people different things so we can experience the emotions of discord and disagreement with each other. Maybe so that we can eventually learn what it really is like to have unconditional love here on this planet when we allow each other to believe what is in our hearts. Whoa, can you imagine what that might be like? But we aren't ready for that yet, because if we were, we would be experiencing it right now, wouldn't we? And that is something that we can meditate on and think about. How do we know something wasn't supposed to be? Because it isn't happening. Otherwise, if it was supposed to happen, then it would be happening. A wonderful teacher, Byron Katie, she talks about this in her book, Loving What Is, and in her videos on YouTube. It's great stuff there if you want to check out more about the depths of that understanding. It's life-changing. We do get set in our ways, our thoughts, our beliefs about life, our beliefs about people, our beliefs about things, and then reality hits right up against those thoughts and beliefs and challenges us. It confuses us because we think what supposed to have happened didn't. And something else that Byron Katie mentions is that when our thoughts and beliefs battle against reality, they will lose, but only 100% of the time. That is so, so true. How can you fight against reality? Okay. Our mind is full of this long list of supposed tos, shoulds, need tos, have tos, rights and wrongs. And what does that bring us? Peace? Hell no. It is what brings us all the disappointment in our lives and all its cousins of fear. And this is what this can sound like. I was supposed to obey that guideline at work, but I didn't, and I made a mistake. So now I am a failure. I should have known better. That could be what we might think. Did I do it on purpose? Well, then it was my power of choice in action, and I chose to do that item knowing what the result of that would be. If I did not do it on purpose, then I can learn from it and grow from it if I want to. Or I can choose to continue to make the same mistake. This thing does not define me. I am an amazing, powerful, supernatural being made from unconditional love, riding this amazing roller coaster in this giant amusement park. I will go home eventually. This is not forever. I can enjoy the ride. I can enjoy the self-made stress. Or when I am bored, I can choose to let it go and not be defined by it. I can also find another job if I'm tired of this company's guidelines. There's plenty of other companies with plenty of other guidelines. And how do I know that I didn't want to experience the feeling of failure, or that I want to experience different situations with another company? I am a little mad scientist in my little mad laboratory making my little mad experiments. I have made myself forget who I really am for a bit so I can experience these things to the fullest. So who really knows what I have asked to be introduced into my life? Another scene in our lives might look like this. I am not meeting my metrics or my job objectives at work. I fear that this means that I am a failure. I could think that it means I am stupid, dumb, incompetent, and all sorts of other judgmental attitudes. The jury in my head is out, and I just know when they come back, they are going to condemn me to exile or slow death. We are taught throughout grade school that everything we do is judged and graded and compared to some standard that we have no idea what it is. So we take over when we leave school and continue to judge ourselves harshly for every single thing that we do. Fun. We could fear what others might think if we lose our job for not being able to make the grade at our job. Or we can fear that we wouldn't find another job and not be able to afford everything we need to survive or be able to buy the things we want. So we freak out, we go into fight or flight, and then we are not able to think clearly, and it becomes even more of a challenge to meet the requirements of the job. And then we might get written up, and then we get more stressed out and stop performing even more. And then we may downward spiral out of control and leave before we get fired. Or we let the company do us a favor and release us from employment. It's like, telling them, please break up with me because our relationship has become toxic and I didn't have the bravery yet to leave you. We can leave work behind and let's focus on, a scenario outside of work. So let's say I forgot someone's birthday. Oh no. I am supposed to remember everyone's birthday and not let them down by not celebrating their annual trip around the sun. What a bad friend I am, or what a bad family member I am. Did I do it on purpose? Did I intentionally not wish someone a happy birthday? Well, if I did, that is my choice, isn't it? Was I doing it to be mean? Maybe. Or was I just tired of wishing birthdays to my 15,000 friends on Facebook? Is it my responsibility how people judge my actions? Absolutely not. That is not about us. That is about their choices. We have no control over how someone will take us. No matter how much we do for someone, if they are not happy on the inside, there is nothing we can do to make them choose differently. Sure, we can try to influence their choice by trying to surround them with things that might make it easier to choose to be happy. But no matter what, someone's emotions are only their own. We have no ownership over someone else's actions or choices. If I didn't forget their birthday on purpose, then we might be able to experience our self-judgment, thinking we are a failure as a friend. And we can eventually question our thoughts about what a friend should be and what someone is supposed to do when they are a friend. And through that, we can discover there are millions of opinions on the matter. One opinion might be that friends should love each other unconditionally no matter what. That will surely not disappoint you when you expect that from everyone, huh? Try it out. As long as we believe the long list of conditional love laws in our head, all those things we believe should be, we will face disappointment and stress as we make wrong choices, or as others we interact with make the wrong choices. the more stubborn we are to hold on to our rules, the rules that we feel that man and the gods have imposed on us, the deeper and more extreme our painful experiences will be. Pressure, 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 boom. You may ask me, but Zen, if we have no rules, there will be chaos and unrest, and people will end up hurting and killing each other, wouldn't they? And my answer would be, I think that is happening right now, even with all those rules in place, isn't it? The fear of failure and making a mistake and doing wrong takes us into fight or flight. So when there is judgment, there is fear, and then there is fighting to protect our beliefs about things and people and the world. If we are able to free ourselves from the conditional love laws and remember the unconditionally loving being that we are, then there is nothing to defend, nothing to fear, nothing to take our peace away. When we are in that place of unconditional love, we have everything we need, and it is something nobody can take away from us. We could not have a home, a car, a job, a mate, more than one set of clothes, a stash of food, or failing health, and it would not devastate us because we know we have abundance right here inside our heart for as many hours as I am going to be here upon this planet of conditions. The universe is kind. The Creator is unconditionally loving. We can believe that everything that happens around us in our lives is designed for our highest experience here. While we are in the fear ego, we will more likely believe that the universe has it out for us, throwing stumbling blocks in front of us so we will fail. And then the Creator is waiting right there to witness it, judge us, and condemn us. But maybe life is more like a huge improv act. We might have a basic storyline we want to follow, and then we fill in the rest of it with the experiences we choose from moment to moment. That would mean that there isn't a script that we must follow, and nothing to compare our actions to. We can just be awesome improv actors creating great dramatic moments and moments of great laughter. Everything unfolding from one fantastic moment to the next. Next episode, we will chat about when others don't do what we think they should be doing. Until then, be a little more aware of when you feel you are making the wrong choice. Pay attention to the words you are using. If you hear should, supposed to, need to, have to, right, wrong, let those be trigger words and phrases that announce itself as a rule or a judgment. Every single moment we experience is made up of either unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. Remember who you are.